U.S. President Barack Obama interrupting his vacation in Hawaii to talk about the apparent attempt to bring down Flight 253.
We do not yet have all the answers about this latest attempt, but those who would slaughter innocent men, women, and children must know that the United States will do more than simply strengthen our defenses. We will continue to use every element of our national power to disrupt, to dismantle, and defeat the violent extremists who threaten us.
The president spoke 3 days after a 23-year-old Nigerian man, Umar Farouk Abdul-Muttalib, allegedly tried to set off a plastic explosive on this jet as it approached Detroit. A group calling itself al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula says it put Abdul-Muttalib up to the attack and released this photo as proof. The group cited American support for recent airstrikes in Yemen against alleged al-Qaeda hideouts. The New York Times reports that the U.S. has stepped up covert military operations in Yemen, fearing that country is becoming a new refuge for Islamist fighters. Abdul-Muttalib's family says it warned U.S. authorities of the engineering student's growing radicalism, but that did not land their son on America's no-fly list.
Check your bags for liquids, gels, creams.
Or even on a larger watch list that mandates more intensive searches at airport checkpoints. On Monday, the U.S. Homeland Security Secretary, in the face of growing political criticism, admitted a security failure had taken place.
We're ascertaining why it was that he was not flagged in a more specific way when he purchased his ticket, given the information that we think was available, allegedly was available, and that's moving forward.
Part of the problem could lie in the way the U.S. screens the millions of people who enter the country every year. The U.S. State Department issues visas, but since September 11, 2001, it shares responsibility with other agencies on checking the backgrounds of those who enter the U.S. Napolitano says the trigger level for keeping suspect people out of the U.S. is much higher than just one person's word.
It requires an interagency process and the identification of other negative information that's credible, to which there's a basis.
Meantime, officials in other countries Abdul-Muttalib visited in recent months are taking a second look at their procedures. British authorities say they recently denied Abdul-Muttalib a new student visa because they didn't consider his school legitimate, and they recently put him on their watch list. But it's not clear whether London told Washington about its actions. And in Lagos, Nigerian officials say Abdul-Muttalib didn't raise any alarms when he bought his ticket for the U.S. He's now in a federal prison in Michigan and is due to appear in federal court early next month.